Enjoy your meal. Enjoy your meal. The teacher corrects the exams. The teacher corrects the exams. My friend is taller than all of us. My friend is taller than all of us. They had known each other for years before they became business partners. They had known each other for years before they became business partners. Shouldn't it be cold after 5 weeks? Shouldn't it be cold after 5 weeks? I studied English yesterday. I studied English yesterday. But there will always be the next time. But there will always be the next time. I don't notice anything special about the current situation. I don't notice anything special about the current situation. Didn't I apply? Didn't I apply? Inside. Inside. In case you don't have friends in town. In case you don't have friends in town. His half-brother was a pathologist. His half-brother was a pathologist. Did you see her? Did you see her? Time flies like an arrow. Time flies like an arrow. They don't lift. They don't lift. Can't it get longer after an hour? Can't it get longer after an hour? He will have learned to play the guitar next week. He will have learned to play the guitar next week. Children are playing in the park. Children are playing in the park. Your kids are technicians. Your kids are technicians. Hello. How are you today? Hello. How are you today? They had planned the trip for months, but it was cancelled due to bad weather. They had planned the trip for months, but it was cancelled due to bad weather. I will kill you when I see you. I will kill you when I see you. Negative. Negative. Didn't you say weekly? Didn't you say weekly? Do you know people who do this? Do you ever? Do you know people who do this? Do you ever? Hello everyone. I'm Tony from Turkey. Hello everyone. I'm Tony from Turkey. Was our stepdaughter the curator? Was our stepdaughter the curator? Which movie would you like to watch? Action or love? Which movie would you like to watch? Action or love? His words touched me deeply. His words touched me deeply. While the job is challenging, it offers great opportunities for growth. While the job is challenging, it offers great opportunities for growth. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about this. I wish I had more time to travel. I wish I had more time to travel. The course was challenging but rewarding. The course was challenging but rewarding. I was surprised to get a promotion at work. I was surprised to get a promotion at work. We are going to the beach, but we also plan to visit some museums. We are going to the beach, but we also plan to visit some museums. She will have her first novel published next year. She will have her first novel published next year. Everything will be very nice. Everything will be very nice. Why don't we go to the gym together? Why don't we go to the gym together? I think I have a problem speaking English. That's why I chose not to attend this meeting. I think I have a problem speaking English. That's why I chose not to attend this meeting. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? The song was sung very well by the singer. The song was sung very well by the singer. I am the father of 3 children. I am the father of 3 children. What did you walk? What did you walk? It's getting late. It's getting late. What would you like to do? What would you like to do? I'll be right back. I'll be right back. He walked to school every day. He walked to school every day. I may have to work over the weekend to finish this project. I may have to work over the weekend to finish this project. They were laughing and having fun at the party. They were laughing and having fun at the party. Someone else will die in 13 minutes, unless I find him first. Someone else will die in 13 minutes, unless I find him first. We will not recommend. We will not recommend. I don't notice anything special about the story. I don't notice anything special about the story. We can get injured after 5 minutes. We can get injured after 5 minutes. Had he bought a lottery ticket, he would have won the jackpot. Had he bought a lottery ticket, he would have won the jackpot. Are the summers hot where you live? Are the summers hot where you live? He met his friend for coffee. He met his friend for coffee. Can I get a rain check for this non-existent item? Can I get a rain check for this non-existent item? Wouldn't we have diversified before? Wouldn't we have diversified before? The book is so interesting, I couldn't put it down. The book is so interesting, I couldn't put it down. My friend was a jeweler. My friend was a jeweler. Why don't you sit? Why don't you sit? Have you seen the newly released movie? Asked. Have you seen the newly released movie? Asked. The baby is crawling on the floor. The baby is crawling on the floor. Can he train for 10 years? Can he train for 10 years? Despite the difficulties, they never lost their hope. Despite the difficulties, they never lost their hope. We have been waiting for the bus for a long time. We have been waiting for the bus for a long time. Do you want a shopping cart or a basket? Do you want a shopping cart or a basket? Friend stewardess. Friend stewardess. Tree damaged by lightning had to be removed. Tree damaged by lightning had to be removed. 10 years can be a sailor. 10 years can be a sailor. He should study for his exam. He should study for his exam. They are not created soon. They are not created soon. Maybe we should do more research. Maybe we should do more research. Where will we get the result? Where will we get the result? Before we start, let's take a group photo. Before we start, let's take a group photo. The pen I lost yesterday was expensive. The pen I lost yesterday was expensive. I read a novel this week. I read a novel this week. Private schools usually have higher prices. Private schools usually have higher prices. I'm not sure how to say this in English. I'm not sure how to say this in English. How else does he get home? How else does he get home? What will you do this summer? What will you do this summer? Point out. Point out. You have a beautiful house. You have a beautiful house. Did you have a good week? Did you have a good week? Going to the beach is fun. Going to the beach is fun. She was baking a cake in the oven for her daughter's birthday. She was baking a cake in the oven for her daughter's birthday. What would you like to do? What would you like to do? The man was very tall. The man was very tall. His grandfather was a firefighter. His grandfather was a firefighter. This is good. This is good. We should do real estate at dusk. We should do real estate at dusk. I have a pain in my arm. I have a pain in my arm. Please set up a meeting. Please set up a meeting. We shouldn't make too much noise in the library. We shouldn't make too much noise in the library. They don't like spicy food, and neither do we. They don't like spicy food, and neither do we. Yes, I guess. Yes, I guess. The nurse will be with you shortly. The nurse will be with you shortly. I'm planning to visit my grandfather next weekend. I'm planning to visit my grandfather next weekend. Which is which? Which is which? We must choose 10 years. We must choose 10 years. As a result, I believe everyone should have access to affordable healthcare. As a result, I believe everyone should have access to affordable healthcare. John, what's your vendor ID you're talking about? John, what's your vendor ID you're talking about? He had his house cleaned by a professional cleaner. He had his house cleaned by a professional cleaner. After 3 years they must be washed. After 3 years they must be washed. We usually have a family game night. We usually have a family game night. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. We should be grateful for what we have. We should be grateful for what we have. At the end of the event. At the end of the event. I will not be happy until my dreams come true. I will not be happy until my dreams come true. The coffee is hot. The coffee is hot. The sound of thunder frightened the dog. The sound of thunder frightened the dog. The teacher is explaining the lesson to the students. The teacher is explaining the lesson to the students. She wants to learn to cook. She wants to learn to cook. I'll catch you at dawn. I'll catch you at dawn. He had bought it. He had bought it. Wouldn't I accept? Wouldn't I accept? Need to wait now? Need to wait now? Are our cousins founders? Are our cousins founders? Wants to stay here. Wants to stay here. They are looking forward to the weekend. They are looking forward to the weekend. What time do you close? What time do you close? Can't you watch every week? Can't you watch every week? 5 years later he can take care of it. 5 years later he can take care of it. You will breastfeed once a month. You will breastfeed once a month. He doesn't like coffee. He doesn't like coffee. It's not like you. It's not like you. Are you responsible for the noise in this room? Are you responsible for the noise in this room? I've already booked a hotel room. I've already booked a hotel room. I need a vacation. I need a vacation. I'm a student. I'm a student. Both the employees and the company will benefit from this change. Both the employees and the company will benefit from this change. My friend told me, I'm going to run a marathon next year. My friend told me, I'm going to run a marathon next year. Can be selected earlier. Can be selected earlier. Are there any daily specials today? Are there any daily specials today? She does yoga to relax. She does yoga to relax. We met at dawn. We met at dawn. My English is better than before. My English is better than before. I often go for a walk in the park. I often go for a walk in the park. Before assembling the furniture, you need to check the instructions. Before assembling the furniture, you need to check the instructions. He had finished his presentation by the time the customers arrived. He had finished his presentation by the time the customers arrived. What is the character limit for this field? What is the character limit for this field? My colleague was a florist. My colleague was a florist. Was his father a paramedic? Was his father a paramedic? Are you experiencing any pain? Are you experiencing any pain? If you want, let's end this meeting. If you want, let's end this meeting. There is a typo here. There is a typo here. They were studying for the biology exam together. They were studying for the biology exam together. I think we need to find some solutions. I think we need to find some solutions. If you work hard, you will pass the exam. If you work hard, you will pass the exam. Is there a sports section in the store? Is there a sports section in the store? To shout. To shout. What are you doing? What are you doing? Although the exam was difficult, I managed to pass it. Although the exam was difficult, I managed to pass it. I took dance lessons to improve coordination. I took dance lessons to improve coordination. Contestant. Contestant. Sounds great. Sounds great. We were driving at night. We were driving at night. How many cars do you have? How many cars do you have? I often go to the office. I often go to the office. Shall we say noon? Shall we say noon? Is her stepmother a journalist? Is her stepmother a journalist? I enjoyed it very much too. I enjoyed it very much too. Would it mean monthly? Would it mean monthly? John will be mowing the lawn tomorrow morning. John will be mowing the lawn tomorrow morning. Is their father a curator? Is their father a curator? While it is time-consuming, cooking from scratch is healthier. While it is time-consuming, cooking from scratch is healthier. What do you think about removing carbon in car technologies? What do you think about removing carbon in car technologies? Respect. Respect. According to the report, the company is doing well. According to the report, the company is doing well. Can I have a piece of pico de gallo with my meal? Can I have a piece of pico de gallo with my meal? I want to learn to play chess. I want to learn to play chess. Normally there is. Normally there is. We wouldn't have missed the concert if you had booked the tickets. We wouldn't have missed the concert if you had booked the tickets. He speaks not only English but also French and Spanish. He speaks not only English but also French and Spanish. How often do they clean their house? How often do they clean their house? Can you please explain this again? Can you please explain this again? Can we get to class in an hour? Can we get to class in an hour? Whose pen is this? Whose pen is this? How old are you? How old are you? She danced at the party. She danced at the party. Despite being tired, she stayed up late to study. Despite being tired, she stayed up late to study. He works out in the gym. He works out in the gym. Especially beef. Especially beef. Their grandfather is a night watchman. Their grandfather is a night watchman. You learn often. You learn often. Extrovert. Extrovert. I went to the bridge yesterday. I went to the bridge yesterday. I can't convince him to come with us. I can't convince him to come with us. Did he come? Did he come? Do you have a pet? Do you have a pet? It was delicious. It was delicious. Thoughtful. Thoughtful. Usually wouldn't test. Usually wouldn't test. She will be an esthetician every year. She will be an esthetician every year. Attractive. Attractive. Can it build? Can it build? We rent a quiet flat. We rent a quiet flat. Didn't we object right away? Didn't we object right away? I would love to see your photos again. I would love to see your photos again. Can I have the sandwich with whole grain bread? Can I have the sandwich with whole grain bread? Their children are astronauts. Their children are astronauts. P. May object. May object. If he doesn't understand, explain again. If he doesn't understand, explain again. How to prepare duck for dinner. How to prepare duck for dinner. She was trying on different outfits for a job interview. She was trying on different outfits for a job interview. Should we mark earlier? Should we mark earlier? The factor that determines success is hard work. The factor that determines success is hard work. Painting work. Painting work. My favorite hobby is playing the guitar. My favorite hobby is playing the guitar. Wound. Wound. Were his grandchildren laundresses? Were his grandchildren laundresses? Who is helping us? Who is helping us? Would we be cardiologists now? Would we be cardiologists now? They did not return. They did not return. His half-sisters were caregivers. His half-sisters were caregivers. We had a party on New Year's Eve. We had a party on New Year's Eve. Do we have to write a diary? Do we have to write a diary? They told me, we are planning a surprise party for your birthday. They told me, we are planning a surprise party for your birthday. Even though the weather was unpredictable, we decided to go for a walk anyway. Even though the weather was unpredictable, we decided to go for a walk anyway. If I don't catch the next bus, I'll be late. If I don't catch the next bus, I'll be late. Can we suggest? Can we suggest? I am drawing. I am drawing. He is an excellent cook. He is an excellent cook. Later that morning the cameraman too. Later that morning the cameraman too. Wouldn't he be an industrialist often? Wouldn't he be an industrialist often? His painting is more impressive than mine. His painting is more impressive than mine. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Where? Where? Let me know if you want to come to the party. Let me know if you want to come to the party. He had never been on a roller coaster before, so he was nervous. He had never been on a roller coaster before, so he was nervous. This car is very fast. This car is very fast. I want to dance with you. I want to dance with you. A green apple is more sour than a red one. A green apple is more sour than a red one. These are soft pillows. These are soft pillows. Your relatives are speakers. Your relatives are speakers. He had been studying all day, so he was tired and needed a rest. He had been studying all day, so he was tired and needed a rest. His stepdaughters were housewives. His stepdaughters were housewives. I'm going to the library to get some books for my research. I'm going to the library to get some books for my research. He could find a job in the city. He could find a job in the city. Was her husband a psychiatrist? Was her husband a psychiatrist? Thanks in advance. Thanks in advance. I don't notice anything special about how things are right now. I don't notice anything special about how things are right now. I eat fast. I eat fast. I feel like I've lost my balance. I feel like I've lost my balance. Your mother asked me to take care of you. Your mother asked me to take care of you. Not everyone has the ability to understand complex concepts. Not everyone has the ability to understand complex concepts. The streets were flooded after the storm. The streets were flooded after the storm. I need to have my wound dressed. I need to have my wound dressed. They are running a marathon. They are running a marathon. He's cooking dinner for his family. He's cooking dinner for his family. Please specify your address for delivery. Please specify your address for delivery. Could you take a look? Could you take a look? Their cousin is the air traffic controller. Their cousin is the air traffic controller. Which book is yours? Is it the big one? Which book is yours? Is it the big one? Well, would you like the job? Well, would you like the job? My nephew is a garbage man. My nephew is a garbage man. He listens to music in his spare time. He listens to music in his spare time. They're throwing a party tonight. They're throwing a party tonight. By the end of the year, they will have achieved their goals. By the end of the year, they will have achieved their goals. Isn't it the golfer decade? Isn't it the golfer decade? Energize people. Energize people. Couldn't it be a scavenger 2 days ago? Couldn't it be a scavenger 2 days ago? Full. Full. I like to eat pizza on Fridays. I like to eat pizza on Fridays. You don't sit at noon. You don't sit at noon. My daughter was a librarian. My daughter was a librarian. We visit our grandparents on weekends. We visit our grandparents on weekends. In its place. In its place. Worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. He was fixing his car in the garage. He was fixing his car in the garage. Can you talk soon? Can you talk soon? Black coffee is stronger than white. Black coffee is stronger than white. They surfed in Australia. They surfed in Australia. I saw a beautiful rainbow after the rain. I saw a beautiful rainbow after the rain. The man was very tall. The man was very tall. They had rested a year ago. They had rested a year ago. Where can I find canned vegetables? Where can I find canned vegetables? I'd like to give the floor to Tommy to present. I'd like to give the floor to Tommy to present. Can't usually eat? Can't usually eat? Sometimes he did. Sometimes he did. My grandfather was a banker. My grandfather was a banker. This dress is affordable. This dress is affordable. He is working on a draft of the novel. He is working on a draft of the novel. Whose keys are these? Whose keys are these? Was our brother a soldier? Was our brother a soldier? He couldn't get it every month. He couldn't get it every month. I shouldn't eat too much chocolate. It's not good for my health. I shouldn't eat too much chocolate. It's not good for my health. Make your husband pay. Make your husband pay. Can they exercise at dawn? Can they exercise at dawn? He couldn't have seen you. He couldn't have seen you. Would he paint in the afternoon? Would he paint in the afternoon? Don't forget to bring an umbrella. Don't forget to bring an umbrella. We cannot be better. We cannot be better. Are our cousins carpenters? Are our cousins carpenters? I can't touch my nose with my elbow. I can't touch my nose with my elbow. They do not encourage. They do not encourage. We're going to watch a movie tonight. We're going to watch a movie tonight. They did not suggest. They did not suggest. What do you think about removing carbon in car technologies? What do you think about removing carbon in car technologies? You are a loyal friend. You are a loyal friend. Can't it be at sunrise? Can't it be at sunrise? Shouldn't you give permission? Shouldn't you give permission? Have you finished your work? Have you finished your work? He had already left the airport when I came to pick him up. He had already left the airport when I came to pick him up. What time does the store close? What time does the store close? The restaurant will close at midnight. The restaurant will close at midnight. Do they mean? Do they mean? They must be tired after such a long journey. They must be tired after such a long journey. I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to be fair. He hung the picture on the wall. He hung the picture on the wall. Is there a limit to the number of products I can buy? Is there a limit to the number of products I can buy? We need more players for the card game. We need more players for the card game. Try. Wake me up at 7 tomorrow. Wake me up at 7 tomorrow. Aren't they painters later on? Aren't they painters later on? There is always a risk that the company you invest in will go bankrupt. There is always a risk that the company you invest in will go bankrupt. Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you. He was fined for parking in the no parking zone. He was fined for parking in the no parking zone. Count the last year. Count the last year. His brother-in-law is a joker. His brother-in-law is a joker. Your wife was the owner. Your wife was the owner. Should she be an actress after 2 weekends? Should she be an actress after 2 weekends? I'm in the room with the bathtub. I'm in the room with the bathtub. Is there a fresh bakery counter in the store? Is there a fresh bakery counter in the store? They are playing football in the park. They are playing football in the park. The book I'm reading is really interesting. The book I'm reading is really interesting. You can warn every week. You can warn every week. He had already left the party when I arrived. He had already left the party when I arrived. We've already seen that famous landmark. We've already seen that famous landmark. So far, so good. So far, so good. Will you ride every year? Will you ride every year? I can feel that you are hiding something from me. I can feel that you are hiding something from me. He left the room and slammed the door behind him. He left the room and slammed the door behind him. Should he think? Should he think? Despite the noise, he managed to concentrate on his work. Despite the noise, he managed to concentrate on his work. Is your half-sister a nutritionist? Is your half-sister a nutritionist? I don't notice anything special about the subject at hand. I don't notice anything special about the subject at hand. I've been studying math for hours. I've been studying math for hours. He yawned. He yawned. Shouldn't they be marketing every month? Shouldn't they be marketing every month? Were we okay? Were we okay? I'm lost. I'm lost. Are we failing after 5 months? Are we failing after 5 months? The trees in the forest turn orange and red in autumn. The trees in the forest turn orange and red in autumn. Were our brothers civil servants? Were our brothers civil servants? We were presidents from time to time. We were presidents from time to time. The job is beyond compare. The job is beyond compare. Do they replace it every month? Do they replace it every month? Your stepmother was cleaner. Your stepmother was cleaner. Was her husband a midwife? Was her husband a midwife? Your daughter is an entrepreneur. Your daughter is an entrepreneur. Have to propose soon? Have to propose soon? He can draw great portraits. He can draw great portraits. The concert is in 2 weeks. The concert is in 2 weeks. I went to the doctor for a checkup. I went to the doctor for a checkup. What's the problem? What's the problem? Didn't I talk? Didn't I talk? Is there an automatic payment option? Is there an automatic payment option? For our team. For our team. Do you serve brunch on Sundays? Do you serve brunch on Sundays? Can you recommend a good olive oil brand? Can you recommend a good olive oil brand? They can spy right away. They can spy right away. That interviewer 3 centuries later. That interviewer 3 centuries later. The book is more interesting than the movie. The book is more interesting than the movie. We didn't sell. We didn't sell. It won't hit in 2 years. It won't hit in 2 years. They don't know. They don't know. It wasn't the vote. It wasn't the vote. Left the house. Left the house. He said to me, I will come tomorrow. He said to me, I will come tomorrow. Does not forget at dawn. Does not forget at dawn. He seems confident in his abilities. He seems confident in his abilities. We can go shopping after work. We can go shopping after work. You can talk weekly. You can talk weekly. I would also like to point out that we need to be more efficient. I would also like to point out that we need to be more efficient. To shout. To shout. Traveling is not comfortable. Traveling is not comfortable. They were standing listening to the radio. They were standing listening to the radio. Rudeness. Rudeness. I'm not sure I understand what you're asking. I'm not sure I understand what you're asking. The baby looks happy. The baby looks happy. Have you tried the new restaurant in town? Have you tried the new restaurant in town? I've seen that movie. I've seen that movie. Can't I think? Can't I think? I love you. I love you. Should it be removed before? Should it be removed before? I lost my keys. I lost my keys. Are there cousins organizers? Are there cousins organizers? He is a talented musician and plays multiple instruments. He is a talented musician and plays multiple instruments. I don't notice anything special about the event. I don't notice anything special about the event. I have not heard your words. I have not heard your words. Be aware of possible biases. Be aware of possible biases. The dog barked loudly when the postman arrived. The dog barked loudly when the postman arrived. Another option to consider is to postpone the meeting. Another option to consider is to postpone the meeting. I did not understand this issue. I did not understand this issue. Have you ever tried rock climbing? Have you ever tried rock climbing? Was your son a journalist? Was your son a journalist? Does he have night? Could he sell? Could he sell? Should we touch? Should we touch? Let me explain how to use this machine. Let me explain how to use this machine. Did not do the hematologist every week. Did not do the hematologist every week. Teacher assistant. Teacher assistant. Can't make it after a year? Can't make it after a year? Have you finished your book? Have you finished your book? Our colleague is a nurse. Our colleague is a nurse. Thank you for shopping from us. Thank you for shopping from us. They don't force it after a year. They don't force it after a year. I have a job interview tomorrow. I have a job interview tomorrow. Experience, isn't it? Experience, isn't it? Was your stepfather a greengrocer? Was your stepfather a greengrocer? This is my mission. This is my mission. I visited London twice. I visited London twice. Sounds very exciting. Sounds very exciting. I bought a book. I bought a book. Don't we usually do tailoring? Don't we usually do tailoring? We have a reservation for dinner at 7 p.m. We have a reservation for dinner at 7 p.m. This dress is affordable. This dress is affordable. They fought for their rights. They fought for their rights. Then we will defend at 5 midnight. Then we will defend at 5 midnight. Are their mother-in-laws fashion designers? Are their mother-in-laws fashion designers? We are excited to embark on a journey. We are excited to embark on a journey. They could not start in the afternoon. They could not start in the afternoon. We will be ready according to plan. We will be ready according to plan. I should have called you and told you I'd be late. I should have called you and told you I'd be late. I forgive you. I forgive you. I'm going to wear my new dress at the party. I'm going to wear my new dress at the party. Did not appear immediately. Did not appear immediately. Consistency is the key to success in any endeavor. Consistency is the key to success in any endeavor. Should you laugh weekly? Should you laugh weekly? All of 2022. All of 2022. Can we meet tomorrow? Can we meet tomorrow? I go to school every day. I go to school every day. There is a cat on the roof. There is a cat on the roof. Can I have extra hot sauce on the side? Can I have extra hot sauce on the side? Wouldn't the blacksmith be 10 years? Wouldn't the blacksmith be 10 years? Did not appear. Did not appear. Is that the bartender? Is that the bartender? Let me know when you're ready to start. Let me know when you're ready to start. What's your favorite restaurant in the city? What's your favorite restaurant in the city? Do I accept your offer? Do I accept your offer? Will they give orders a day later? Will they give orders a day later? It is rarely cold in this region. It is rarely cold in this region. Our coffee beans are carefully selected and roasted. Our coffee beans are carefully selected and roasted. What is your problem? What is your problem? Although the price is high, the quality of the product justifies it. Although the price is high, the quality of the product justifies it. Do you think what it is? Do you think what it is? Won't you prove it every year? Won't you prove it every year? Then he should request it at 4 a.m. Then he should request it at 4 a.m. I don't know why you are doing this. I don't know why you are doing this. Do you have it? Do you have it? Let me know. Let me know. She needs to practice singing for the audition. She needs to practice singing for the audition. They'll be on stage in an hour. They'll be on stage in an hour. When is the best time to meet? When is the best time to meet? The glass was full of water. The glass was full of water. He cleaned his room on Saturday. He cleaned his room on Saturday. Was my son a masseuse? Was my son a masseuse? This was a great idea. This was a great idea. He disciplined himself to get up early. He disciplined himself to get up early. Is this product on sale? Is this product on sale? We will leave the house as soon as we finish packing. We will leave the house as soon as we finish packing. He's training for the triathlon. He's training for the triathlon. Were your parents florists? Were your parents florists? We usually have a cup of tea in the evening. We usually have a cup of tea in the evening. Does it fail sometimes? Does it fail sometimes? Isn't he a bartender at sunset? Isn't he a bartender at sunset? What is your favorite type of weather? What is your favorite type of weather? We went to the park to enjoy the sun. We went to the park to enjoy the sun. Will it serve every day? Will it serve every day? There is no sugar in coffee. There is no sugar in coffee. 10 years should not be thanked. 10 years should not be thanked. I'm feeling nauseous. I'm feeling nauseous. Would never accept. Would never accept. The baby is growing and getting stronger. The baby is growing and getting stronger. I am unemployed. I am unemployed. Is there a waiting list for a table? Is there a waiting list for a table? He borrowed my pen. He borrowed my pen. He is studying medicine at university. He is studying medicine at university. Then we will play football in the park. Then we will play football in the park. This is a comfortable bed. This is a comfortable bed. I have some friends living in New York. I have some friends living in New York. Have you ever tried sushi before going to a Japanese restaurant? Have you ever tried sushi before going to a Japanese restaurant? Congratulations for your new job. Congratulations for your new job. Please confirm. Please confirm. I wish I didn't have to deal with traffic every day. I wish I didn't have to deal with traffic every day. If it rains, I will stay at home. If it rains, I will stay at home. He's too busy to meet us. He's too busy to meet us. I have some questions about this assignment. I have some questions about this assignment. We cannot always impose. We cannot always impose. Can we normally be a mechanic? Can we normally be a mechanic? He helped his friend with his homework. He helped his friend with his homework. His stepmother was a stockbroker. His stepmother was a stockbroker. She was cooking when the guests arrived. She was cooking when the guests arrived. I'm waiting for my flight. I'm waiting for my flight. Usually a sportscaster. Usually a sportscaster. Don't they always think? Don't they always think? Do they question? Do they question?